Hello and welcome back to our 0 to 200 series. In this video, we're going to cover exactly how to set up your cold emailing domains and email sending account. This is a very important video. Watch it from start to finish, watch it over again, or just follow along with me as I'm going to take you literally step by step on how you're going to set up your domain, set up your email sending account so that you can get ready to start cold emailing with Firstsales. Let's get started. Now, the first thing we're gonna do, and there are many different email providers. What I would recommend if you are new to cold email or you're looking to get started right away, get started very quickly, is using Google Workspace, formerly known as G Suite. So with Google Workspace, all you need to do is go to workspace.google.com, click on Get Started. Now here and there will be some parts in which I will need to pause the video to enter personal details. No worries. If you see those cuts, if you see those pauses, you will still be able to follow along with me step by step how to set this up. So first thing we're going to do is enter our business name, which is Firstsales, already here. Enter your business information. This is going to be mine in this case. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Enter your info here. Say Oscar Hernandez. So Oscar and Firstsales.io. Perfect. So we'll go next. Now here is a very important step. If you already have a domain name or you've purchased a domain name somewhere else, such as Namecheap, Namesilo, GoDaddy, you name it, you can use your current domain here. Now, I would recommend that you actually buy the domain here with Google. The reason for that is it saves you a ton of time when it comes to setting up all your DNS records later on. Google handles to perfection all the DNS records you need to make sure that your emails land on inbox. So for our video, for the purpose of this video, the purpose of the example, I will say no, I need one when it comes to a domain name. And we're gonna pick a domain name. So we're gonna click here. Google gives you this very nice, easy to use, just search for domain name. In our case, our tool is called Firstsales. We can be found on firstsales.io. The one thing that you want to do, there are a few things that you want to remember when you're looking for a domain name for sending email. First of all, it should have either your company name in it or your product's name in it, and it should be a .com. We've seen that .coms land on inbox at the very least 27% of the time, if not higher. So you always want to make sure you give yourself the biggest odds. Picking a .com domain is the best way to go. Now, of course, .coms are harder to come by when it comes to naming conventions. So you just gotta, be a little sneaky about it, be a little smart about it on how you're gonna pick your domain name. So in our case, since our tool is Firstsales, we can use something like getfirstsales.com, getfirstsalesapp.com or firstsalesapp.com or something like that. These domains, remember, you're only going to be using to send email. And we're going to talk about, I will go over with you how you redirect these domains to your main domain, just in case somebody looks up this domain name, or for whatever reason they see it in your email address and they want to go to it. It will redirect to your main domain. So for an example, in our case, we own many different permutations for Firstsales already. So we'll get something like get firstsales.io.com for an example. Let's see if this is available. This is available. That will cost me $12 a year at Google. Again, the cost difference between here and Namecheap is about $2 or $3, which is neglectable because it does save you that kind of time when it comes to setting up DNS. Setting up DNS at other places, it's not that hard. It's something that's just going to take some time. I would go over that, but I will go over that in detail in our Cold Email Masterclass. So for now, we're going to use this. This is a good domain, getfirstsales.io.com. This is what we're going to use for sending emails. So we're going to go ahead and click next over here. We're going to enter our business information here. Here we go. next. You could say no thanks for this, since we're only going to be using these for emailing. There's no educating people about Workspace. This Google is assuming that you have employees or whatever that you want to onboard. This is not the case here, so we'll say no thanks. How you'll sign in. Okay, so this is where you set up your first mailing account, right? So my username is going to be Oscar at the domain name that we just purchased from Google, and we'll set up a password. We can just say use a random password generator, or just enter whatever password you want. Here you go. Obviously, I am not a robot. We'll agree and continue. Okay. No need to save that. Here we go. Now Google is going to ask you to sign into the admin console, and this is exactly where you're going to manage your Google Workspace account. So we'll go ahead and hit next. We'll enter our password. Then it's going to ask you for a phone number. So you're going to go ahead and enter your phone number and get a code. Now, after you confirm your phone number, Google is going to ask you to sign up for a plan. They have you try the free 14 days for the Business Plus. What you want to do is you want to get this trial, and once the 14 days are over, or right before they are over, you switch to their smaller plan, because again, all you need is an emailing account. So you can go down to the smallest plan that they actually offer. I know that in some other countries, it's a lot cheaper to use Google Workspace. So for example, in India, you will get it for like 50% off, I believe. So that's an advantage if you're trying to get started getting lots of email accounts. So what I'll do here is I'll go through the sign-up process. I'll get the free trial. You do have to pay for the domain. So the domain name, that $12 that we spoke about in the beginning, that will get charged right away, because that's the fee for actually registering the domain. But you won't get charged for your Google account until your trial is over. So I'll go ahead and go through that. You'll go through that as well, and I'll see you on the flip side. All right, guys. So once you've entered your billing details, you're gonna come into this this page here. You click Start Setup, and Google is gonna set up your workspace. You can skip on all these things. You don't need to do any of the stuff. So just click Done, and then just go here. Go to admin. So you can click here on the admin console, or you can go to admin.google.com, and it's going to take you to the admin console here. This here is just to teach you how to use Google Workspace in case you need to. If it's helpful for you, you can go through those. In our case, we're just trying to get new email accounts started, right? So once we're in here, the cool thing about Google, and what I'll show you right now, is that they set up all the MX records, the DKIM records, DKIM, the DMARC records, and the SPF records for your email. So as soon as you sign up for Google Workspace, the email address that they create for you and every subsequent email ID that you add on Google Workspace will have the proper records and DNS, so that you can start sending emails right away that are going to land on inbox and not spam. That is very important. This is why I recommend that you do use Google to set up your domains and to set up your sending account. The downside to Google is that they do limit you, especially for new accounts, into how many emails you send per hour or per day. So you're going to want to start slow. You're going to want to start doing something that's called warming up your domain, warming up your email account, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But if you want the absolute easiest way to set things up, this is it. You literally just go to workspace.google.com, you sign up, you get your domain, you get your account, and those accounts are ready to go. So I'm going to go over one final step you need to do here with your domain. So we're going to go to manage domains. And this is our domain here. We're going to go to manage domains. Now it is important that we do verify the email address that we use to buy this domain. So I'll go ahead and do that so we can get rid of this thing, and then I'll be right back. Okay, great. So all you have to do is go to your email address, click on the link that they send you to verify that you own that email address already, and you're good to go. The warning is gone. So right here in the manage domain, we can go skip for now. I want to show you guys something. We'll skip all these for now. You don't need to worry about that. I want to show you the DNS records that Google automatically already added. So the DNS records that you're supposed to add for all domains when you are sending email are 4 of them. One is the MX record. Those records tell email servers where your email server is located. So in our case, it's Google MX records. There's something else called the SPF record. There's something else called the DKIM record, and something else called the DMARC record. All those records, you're supposed to add them in your DNS, but yet here Google does all that for you. Here's the DKIM, which is the domain key. You got your SPF record, your MX records here, and your DMARC record at the same time. So this is very, very important. Google handles all that for you. You don't need to worry about it when you use them. So that's why I like using Google. I like generating the domains here. I like registering the domains here because it's ready to go. You just go ahead and get started. There is one thing that you want to do, and I will go over that with you. So we're going to go into domain name here. We're going to go to website. We're going to go to forward domain. And we're going to forward this. Remember, this domain name is only for emailing. So you want to forward this domain to your main domain. Just in case somebody sees this and they go, oh, get firstsales.io.com, they'll pop this into their browser and they'll come to know information about you, right? So what you want to do is you want to forward this domain name to your main website. So in our case, Firstsales.io. We'll hit forward. And it may take a little bit of time for this record to exist on the internet. So we'll give it a minute and we'll let the records propagate. And then I'll show you exactly what that looks like. There's something else that I wanted to show you, which is the advanced options over here. You want to make sure you change this to permanent redirect. Either 301 code here or 302 temporary or permanent will work either way. And one thing that's very important that I want you to add here is SSL on. So in case people either search it with HTTP or HTTPS, it will automatically forward anyway. So we'll go ahead and save that. And then it takes a couple of minutes for redirects to propagate across the internet. So what I'll do is I'll again pause this recording and wait a few minutes and then come back once the redirect is already working so that you guys can see it. So as you can see here, once the propagation is done, it will automatically direct to our main site, Firstsales.io. So next thing we want to do is we want to actually sign up for Firstsales so that we can get started setting up our campaign, setting up our account, so that we can start sending some cold emails. Now, signing up for Firstsales is very easy. You just click here to get started. We'll go ahead and sign in with Google. And we'll create our new workspace. Give your workspace a name. Give a little bit of information about your company. And that's it. You're ready to get started. So on the left side, you're going to see a few things that we recommend that you do in order to get started I will walk you through exactly what it is that you need to do next. So now that we have our domain, first thing we want to do is we want to go into settings over here, and we want to set up our mails and domains. I will explain what's going on here. So in this section right here is where you add your mail account. In our case was oscar@getfirstsales.io.com, right? So we can add that here. On this section of domains, you can add a subdomain so that you can use your custom domain to track the link clicks in case you're sending links inside your cold email and you want to be able to track those statistics of who clicked what when. Those statistics will be available. If you don't add a subdomain here, we will use one of our random domains. Firstsales does that automatically. You don't need to worry about it. But I do recommend that you do set up a subdomain, and I'll walk you through how you do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, add subdomain. And we're going to say here, I like to add something like C for clicks, right? Dot getfirstsales.io. Now, Firstsales is going to give you some information here of what you need to do. It says we have to set a CNAME value to redirect that click to that link. So we're going to go back to Google Domains. We're going to click on DNS. We're going to add this record. So host name is going to be C because it's c.getfirstsales.io.com. Type is going to be CNAME. I'm going to get this. You click this to copy it. You paste this here. And that's all you need to do. You click save. Now you've added the record here. We'll go back to Firstsales. And we'll say, yes, we already did this. We'll hit continue. And Firstsales is going to automatically check to make sure that this is working. Once you get that green check right there, that means that the record is added, and it's going to get started working right away. So now we've added our domain. The next thing we're going to do is add a mail account. Click here. I'm going to say the sender's name is Oscar from FS. And then we say email address is going to be this here. I'm going to hit continue. And now it's going to ask us for a Google app password. How do you get a Google app password? First thing you got to do, it's going to tell you right here, there are 2 steps. One, you need to turn on 2-step verification for your Google account. And the second step is generate that app password. I'm going to go through it with you step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is this. Log in here. Enter your phone number and hit next. Now it's going to send the code to your phone number. You're going to enter this code. And that's it. And you're going to click turn on. This turns on 2-step verification for your account. Now we're going to go on to step number 2, generating an app password. In this screen, you're going to go to select app, other. We can name it FS for Firstsales. Hit generate, and it's going to give you an app password. Now it's very important that you copy and paste this into a safe space. You will not get this number or this entire app password ever again. So you want to make sure that you put it in a safe place. The way that we do it is, since we have multiple accounts, we have dozens and dozens of accounts, we put them on a Google Sheet, and then we have that safely stored. So when we do need to go back and enter that app password, we have it. You're gonna go back to Firstsales. You can enter that app password over here. Click add mail account. Now, as you can see, we have a green check. This account is ready to go, ready to get started to send emails. The first thing that I will recommend you do is you enable warm-up. Now, enabling warm-up is as easy as that. You click there, it enables warm-up for you. And now what that's going to do is it's going to, throughout the day, at random intervals, will send emails throughout the network. It will send and receive emails. If any emails that you have sent within the network are landing on the spam folder, it will capture those, put them in the inbox, and mark them as not spam. This way, it will send good signals to Google or your other ESPs, whichever one you are using, that you are not sending spam mail, that you are actually sending legit mail. And that, with time, will warm up your domain so that you can start sending more and more emails for this specific account as possible. Now that we've talked about sending more emails, it's important that we talk about the next step that you want to do as soon as you've enabled warming. The next step is you're going to go here to global sending limits, and here you will have the default limits. What I like to do with brand new accounts such as this one, and obviously you're going to have a brand new account as well, is I'd like to set up the time interval to 5 minutes and keep this at 1. What this means is that every 5 minutes you will send at most 1 email from this specific account. This is not global for your workspace. This is global for this specific email account. Now, no matter which number of campaigns you have added this email account to, it will not send more than 1 email per 5 minutes. This sends Google good signs that you're not automating things. You're not sending 10 emails per second or 10 emails in 1 minute, because obviously when somebody is doing manual email sending, you're not going to send 10 emails within the span of 1 minute. We are not all that fast. Even if you're copying and pasting, it's going to take you some time, right? So what I like to do is play it safe, especially with a brand new account that has not been warmed up yet, that is still in the process of being warmed up. I like to be safe and use these settings. So every 5 minutes, 1 email. Every 1 hour, I like to change this to 10. Hit save. And then in 24 hours, you can start with 30, or you can go up to the max of 50. Now, if you have already warmed up your email sending account, right? And you know for a fact that it's been warmed for a few months, that you've been able to send more than 50 emails constantly with no problem, you can add more than this. For a brand new account, I would never recommend that you send more than 50. Now, this max email sends at 50 for 24 hours is for brand new accounts. This includes your warming email. So any email, whether it's a new email in the campaign or a follow-up email or a warm-up email, it's an email. So it's going to count against your maximum for the day. So for an example, let's say you're sending a campaign and you're trying to send 50 a day for every 24 hours, right? You're trying to send 50 a day, and you've sent 10 warm-up emails, for an example, right? The system has sent. So it's only going to reach out to 40 of your contacts because it used those 10 for warming, and you now have 40 left for your campaign. So that's how that works. If you are advanced and if you already have a domain that's already been warmed up, you can easily go in there and say, I need more. And now you can send more than 50. Of course, we're going to give you a warning that you need to make sure that this is warmed up. So I like to go ahead and keep this back at 4950 is okay. We'll hit save, and now you are set. Now you are completely set up. You have a domain, you have a sending account, you are already warming this up. You have absolutely everything that you need so that you can now start setting up a campaign. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the following video. So I'll see you there in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.